And hello to all my Taurus friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for December 2022. Now today they've dialed up for my great Tauruses a storyline spread, but it's gonna be a specific storyline spread because they wanted to do a love reading for my great Tauruses in the month of December. So love, family, close friends, any relationship close to your heart really can come in through this reading. That's what they want to focus on here. Doing the storyline allows me to be very accurate because it's a scatter shot across the entire sign of Taurus. It's like a bunch of mini readings in one, and that way we can find the story that is right for you. We're going to have love stories, at least 3 of them, possibly up to 5 or 6 if Spirit is very chatty for different Tauruses. We're going to find your story in there. Some of them may not resonate with you at all. They may be for other Tauruses. And some people have told me that sometimes multiple stories resonate with them. And if that's the case with you, that's okay. But we're still trying to find the one. That is our mission, and that is our objective of what we're going to do today. They've also asked that I conclude your reading with 2 angel protection cards. Just a little extra oomph, a little direction toward our reading, give you a little push over that finish line, so to speak. Also going to conclude your reading with the runestone right here, and that'll bring the whole thing together in this nice little presentation that we're going to call December. So we're going to get started right now, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time. What I'm going to do right now is bring you in so you can watch, share the table with you guys. Hard to see the camera from this angle. I believe we are on. Yes, we are on. Okay, guys, these are my ritual cuts. Basically cutting each deck into thirds, put them back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Same procedure for personal private readings. So it's just like you're here with me now. Now the storyline spread is the setup we're doing this with. We start with 5 cards, and then it expands out from there where it need to go. But this is the most important thing I want you to see. So there we go with your first 5. We are going to need more cards than this because I don't have my back facing yet on card 5. So I'm going to keep pulling until they stop me. Still going after that. Now we're going to be fighting the screen here. Still going there too. Okay, it's going to be a bigger one here. And this deck, usually isn't known necessarily for creating huge storylines, but this is the case of what happened today. This is what Spirit wanted to do. So chatty group. Let's see. Okay, so this is the main thing. I believe it's in the screen now. So your 5 cards expanded out from there quite a bit. We still are going to need more cards than that too. Check my inverts real quick because we do have some blockages. Actually not enough to matter. The distribution's about 50-50. We'll leave that the way it is, but I do got to get my pairings together right now. This is going to be one story. This is where the table is going to get crowded and full, so I will move this around where we need to go here. So don't worry about that, guys. I like to share everything that's going on. There's a lot of people here that watch my videos that read tarot themselves and are very interested in to see, kind of the pairings and how I do why I do what I do rather. And let's see. Some of these are a little complicated too. I try to kind of explain like kind of a dumbed down version, but sometimes they're just really tough. This was my last card, and this was facing back in, so that let me know that we're basically bracketing this corner off. Also letting me know that these guys are together. This is all going to be one gigantic story. Coming up here, probably off the screen here now, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it. I'm just going to try to get it done for you guys quickly. It's actually going to go here, and then these are going to separate because of that. Make sure I'm right there. No, down here. Okay, so this was it's hard to explain. It was kind of like a jumping scenario here. The order stayed the same. I am moving them around quite a bit from you guys, but that is just, I kept the order the same. I just moved them around for the camera. Now I need extra cards. This is a long setup. Usually I try to get through this like in a couple minutes, but this is just huge. So this is where the table will get full. There is no doubt about that. So this will require some camera work. That's not a person. 2 cards on the Empress. My major cards, I like to get a couple cards of describing on there. Is this King a person? Yes, it is, because we have another King. Hermit, major card, 2 on top of it. The Wheel, major card, 2 on top of it. Big story. I almost feel like that should probably be switched. No, that's what they wanted to do, so we're going to just read it as a ginormous story. And then these guys are majors down here. Double, 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 double. We have a whole table full of cards for my Tauruses. My goodness. Big month, apparently. Now we do have some major blockages here. I am going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 out of, yep. Gonna do a discard. The spirit want it left that way, they do. Over here, distribution still good. Over here, distribution good. Over here, also good. We're all ready to go, guys. Last thing that I need are angel cards for every story, and then just to share the screen with you, let you see everything that I'm seeing. And, that may be a challenge within itself because I have used my entire table, like in its entirety, fully. Okay, so I'm going to actually take this off the controller here, off the arm, and just show you directly these stories. Otherwise, trying to get that thing to move around just too difficult. Here's going to be story 1, guys. We're going to start up here. That whole set is 1 story. We're going to go, let's do this one next, number 2. Go over here. Got relationship harmony, going to the right to the Ace of Swords. Going down here, guys, this is going to be the long story. We're going to do this third story right there. And then story 4, we're going to slide over to this guy. Pretty big story here too, guys. Pretty big chart all the way around. Lots to talk about. Let's get started. Big, big, big themes. We have major arcana cards everywhere. That's the big ones in tarot, the big ones. All right, I might have forgot my order here. Forgive me if I did. I think I set up here. I'm going to start. All right, guys, story number 1. Story number 1, coming in hot. Love spread for my Tauruses. All right, love spread. This is the usually the family here spending big money. I have a big purchase coming in here for the family. It may or may not be couples. You could be single and have a big purchase for the family. So I don't want to pin that down too tight, but it does make me feel a little bit like people buying something together. And they're actually telling me not necessarily here in the Lovers card, which I just picked up with my eyes as I scrolled across. We do have the Lovers card blocked. So this is a big purchase. Let's just leave it like that. Story number 1, if you've got a big purchase looming in the wings, December is a good time to do it, especially if it's for the family. Something like buying a new car for the family. It could even be a new house, depending on what you're buying. New house, usually it's something fun. It's a pleasurable purchase, usually, is what they show. They do show the moon card next, so there is some stickiness here. And I don't just mean me sticking to the cards on the table, which I evidently am doing. But here, the moon card is a little bit weird, mysterious, kind of funky energy going on. Doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to you in the month. So it's letting you know that there is some kind of stuff you're not sure of in this month of December. And that's okay that you don't necessarily know everything. What they do show, though, is important to have good social emotional health. Okay, that's going to be huge. They don't want you to go over the top with this and go out, drinking all the time, spending money all the time, but they don't want you to go the other way either. They don't want you to go hermit mode and go like isolationism and all by yourself, hanging out by yourself. They don't want that either. So you got to find a nice balance here in story number 1 with social emotional health. Even though this stuff is getting a little kind of bizarre in the month, the energy is. I don't know if it's because of that purchase or if it's unrelated, but we do have the Lovers card inverted next, so it's showing 2 people that are just, upside down here. So what does that mean when they're upside down? Usually it means that something's off. Something's off one way or the other. They're not feeling something. Maybe they're in a fight, maybe in a tiff here, maybe just, not seeing eye to eye on the big purchase. Could be even that. Could be something about the house and the space too, because they actually say the card, clear your space. So that's letting me know here that there is some clutter, there's some energy around here that needs to be purged out of here. Got to get it out. So don't be buying too many, don't be adding to the collection before you reduce the collection or remove the previous collection or whatever this is. So there is a getting rid of clutter. Full moon energy to that, not just about the moon, but about the full moon, which we'll discuss later in your reading. As we go into number 2, let's go over here. Number 2, I believe I said here. No, I think I said 2 here. I don't remember what I said. I'm going to come up here. I know that when I said 4. Yes, we're going to do this one second. That is what I originally told you guys. So what comes in first is a little bit stinging of a message here in the love corner. So this is some news that you didn't want to hear necessarily. And that can be a wide array of different things. Like if you heard the news that your aunt or uncle passed away, that would sting. You would not like that. That would be, terrible news, right? It's something that has a sting to it. It doesn't mean it's that. It doesn't mean it's death. It could be anything from like, hey, your wife had a car accident on her way to work. Okay, well, she's fine. Everything's all right, but now it was her fault, and now you got to pay for, the insurance claim and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just giving you silly examples, but you get the idea, you get the energy that they bring in a sting first. So there is something here that, has an edge to it. And it's funny because I feel like this comes prior. This really feels like this happened before now. I don't think that I'm telling you something that is going to happen in December. I think I'm telling you about something that happened November. Maybe before that, maybe October. Maybe this is a carryover. It's still eking into December though. And what they show here is a relationship harmony in my Oracle Angel card, which is great news because that shows that basically arguments are getting resolved. So that means that there was an argument before in the love corner. Your love corner is big too, big place. I got to tell you too, in a general reading, the love corner can be anybody close to your heart can come in on this. This can be like your family, your friends. I've even seen pets come in the love reading sometimes, the love corner. So anybody close to your heart can really pop in here. So we have good energy because we have that there's resolution going on at this time in this month. The next thing they show here is that there's really a key area here that you just need to be defensive. They don't really want you to charge the mound. It makes me feel like just the example I gave you, charge the mound. It's like a baseball reference when the batter gets hit by a pitch. Sometimes they get mad at the pitcher and they want to fight him. So they charge the mound. They run out there, start swinging punches and stuff like that. So don't do that. They really want you to hold back here in this conflict or whatever is, let it play out in front of you type of thing. Be defensive. You want to hold your line in the sand. You don't want to be trampled on. You don't want to be a doormat. But at the same time, you don't want to be the aggressor either. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. Next thing we show here is the Empress. So this is a card about fertility in a love corner type thing. This can be about like actually fertile, like birth, like conception. This, just keep that in mind if that's something you're trying to do or trying to avoid. Works both ways. That we have good feminine energy coming in here. Very fertile feminine energy. They do show that there is inaction though in the work corner. It's an interesting way to put it, but this may be that there is inaction because of a woman too. It's kind of a using the tarot language, putting this together, what they're trying to say. It's not a scientific thing because you can't just use one base definition. A lot of this is intuitive, but there is an inaction in regards to work. I don't. Where else did they throw in work? They only threw in work with that spot. The defensive thing may be about work. This may be something that has to do with a weird kind of work/love thing, where some of you are like dealing with like a romance at work, something at work has been off, etc., etc. They're saying inaction with work. Okay, so this has got to stop if it's that, or you got to take a break from it. You got to recoup. You got to refigure things out here. Something with work is coming in as an inaction. I guess I'll leave the context open for you to figure that part out. They're actually calling for you to think of new ways to do things here, especially for my female audience. I go back to my Empress card, so I feel like they're driving that home here, and I also have a bunch of females pictured in my cards. So, this is a new, they want you to start thinking of new ways to do things here. New ideas, new inspiration. The old ideas, the old relationships, the old whatever you had going on there before isn't really working. And, you can't hang on to ideas that don't work anymore. Well, of course you can, but they're just not going to get you anywhere. You're just going to keep spinning your wheels, doing the same things over and over, repeating the same mistakes and having to learn the same lessons over and over and over, round and round. We don't want to do that. So you really need to start thinking of new ideas, and the inspiration will start coming in December. That is the good news, is that it's on the way. Spirit will probably help with that divination process, the light bulb effect that goes off in your head and like boom, boom, boom. Now all of a sudden, hey, I should do this. We should do this instead of this. That's the kind of stuff that can come up quite a bit here when that comes up there in story 2. Before I get into story number 3, your big one, I do want to go over your moon cycles with you because we talked about some purging energy there in story number 1. Didn't really talk much about story 2 with that. Looking ahead down your chart here a little bit, story 3 and story number 4. Story 3 is about taking great authority, and number 4, there's a big theme about starting something that comes in new as a shakeup. So this is going to be full moon energy strong in story 1. It's going to be new moon energy strong in story 4, which we're going to get to momentarily. But first, your moon cycle forecast. Okay guys, it is time for the moon cycle forecast. I'm cutting in here wearing a special accessory to help you remember how important the moon cycles are going to be in December. We're going to get to that in a second with that new moon, that powerful new moon right before Christmas. But first, let me tell you about the full moon. That happens first. That'll ease its way in December 7th, guys, early in December. That right around that first week is the best time to get anything out of your life that you don't want there anymore. And it doesn't matter what it is, because the universe doesn't care what you use it for. Just to better yourself is the whole idea of this. It doesn't matter what you're getting out either. This could be people. For some people, you got to get rid of people out of your life, some toxicity, stuff like that. Others of you, you need to purge some job stuff. You maybe need to sell something. Maybe you need to break an old habit. Get rid of emotional baggage. Any of this stuff, I call it the garbage truck of the universe, guys. Get it out with that full moon energy. That full moon is going to be peaking, like I said, December 7th. You don't have to do these things on the 7th. Just any time toward the beginning of December is the ideal time to get anything out of your life that doesn't belong there anymore. And adversely, we have the big one, the super new moon, which happens on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. And that's relevant because you're going to have a bam, 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 great time for manifestation here. Think about it. December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, that is when the new moon hits. The day after that is Christmas Eve, and the day after that is Christmas Day. So it's just like a triple boom there. So boom, boom, boom. We got great things, great manifestation possibilities for all of the signs here late in December, guys. Bringing anything new into your life. And like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be new love. Some of you are looking for new love. Some of you are looking for something new with work or business. Some of you are looking to start a new diet or exercise program. And I would advise not to wait until actually January 1 to do these things. This is a better time here actually at the end of December. And starting a new diet right before Christmas, probably not a good idea. Enjoy your hot cocoa, your nice family meal, and the rest of all the great holiday stuff. And then after that, kick off that diet, start that new kick. It doesn't have to be on the 23rd, guys, and that's the relevancy of this whole thing is you have a little bit of a window here. And I put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It's a little forecast, a little graphic aid tool to help make this make sense to you a little bit more and shows you how these energies move in and out. And that is free, guys. It is parked on my website, scottsagent.com. You go to my videos page. At the bottom of that, you will see the graphic for the moon cycle cheat sheet. Check that out, and that'll show you how you can use these energies to just make your life go a little bit smoother. While you're at the website, make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter. You can see that at the bottom of every single page on the website. It's very important because you get a couple free things every single year just by being signed up for it. My newsletter people love being part of that group. They get hooked up in a big way. I give them promo codes. I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for updates and what's going on in promo codes. Like I said, save you guys some money on readings. Speaking of readings, I just launched a new service. It's called Messages from Heaven, and it is highly popular, guys. It has just really shot off in ways that I could have never dreamed. It has been a very successful run. It goes right alongside the My Month 2, which is another very successful reading that I do. Audio readings are the way of the future, and people love them because they're personalized just to you. I use only your energy. It is no bubble energy, just like we're reading here for the entire sign. Here, it's all about you. Actually, all of my products, all my services are personalized just to you. So check that out. And I have a wide variety of services too, from small and simple all the way up to full service, depending on what you're looking for. We got something for everybody there. Speaking of something for everybody, while you're at the website, make sure you check out the store. Also follow the Facebook page too. I think I forgot to say that. But I do giveaways on Facebook too. So the spiritual store gets one product bigger every single month. We just launched it a few months ago. We got the Scott Sagent Sage Soap. I'm going to be flashing pictures up here as I talk about it. The Scott Sagent Sage Soap available in Sanctuary Sage, available in Cactus Sage. Rave reviews on those. That is the most popular product in the store right now. We also have the Sunflower Potpourri and the Sunflower Mister. Great products as well. And last month we just launched the t-shirts. And 2 designs there, and I got 2 more coming out here in December. So get you guys looking good, feeling good in December. These all make great gifts, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to take care and cater to yourself too. You're worth it. So cater to yourself. Give yourself a nice little gift here, or get some stuff here for other people. Gift cards also available on scottsagent.com. So we got the whole thing covered, guys. You guys are going to love any of these products you get. The t-shirts are fulfilled by third party. Everything else there is fulfilled right through the website directly, but everything is linked right to scottsagent.com. You can find everything out that I'm talking about right there. And all these pictures of the shirts that I'm flashing on here, there are more colors and more different styles available than what I'm showing you. This is just a quick little sample, guys, to give you a little taste of what is there. So make sure you check all that stuff out, guys. Let's get back to your reading. Okay, guys, I am back, and here we go with story 3. This is the big one. Huge story here. They bring in a male first. We got a king coming in. This is a timing king. This is an older king on top of the place king. So this is the money guy. This is the person that they're referring to you is going to be different for everybody. but this is who they're talking about here in story 3 first. You may be the king yourself if you're a male checking this video out, or you may be also the female who is dealing with this king. Okay, so in story 3, the love reading, they bring up this male first. They also show that, he is extremely, I guess, the boss. I don't want to say like demeaning, but he is in charge. He's got to be in charge. That's important for you to know that, you can't step on his toes too much here. You got to do your little thing about, you got to find a way to manipulate in a positive way the situation so that he feels like he's still the boss, but really, you are, or something like that. You got to feel like he's got to feel like he's still in control. He's still in power. So very important for you to know if you're dating this person, or this person is your husband, or whatever they are to you. Even if it's about yourself, it's important to know. Also, they do bring in the Hermit card next. So this is a card about guidance, being guided. The light bearer, and it's also a card about being alone. So this could be a reference to a single male. Maybe one that is in your life, one that you know, or even through an acquaintance or a friend. But this person, they're coming up alone here, so maybe they even like their alone time, or they, like their space, something like that. That could be another way for them to say the same thing. We also have in here that very much a homebody, very much a home energy coming in here. That's no moves. Okay, so somebody's considering some moves here going on, whether it's work moves or whether it's housing moves, and they're saying not locally. So I think Spirit wants you to maybe think bigger here. If this is you talking about a move, you may want to consider moving further, longer distance, something like that. They do show that there is an air of bad luck to this story. So that means that it's any kind of riff in here that has occurred is not your fault. It is not their fault either. It's just bad luck. It's bad situation, bad circumstance, kind of the bad scenery. Things just fell in a weird way. Maybe the timing's off, something like that. It's important to know, guys. It's also lessons that need to be repeated. And I know we talked about that story too. And you can see the correlation between these stories too. Because that is how general readings are able to be accurate, because there's a lot of common thread. And this is an example of that. So they're saying you need to learn these lessons. You just got to stop repeating these things over and over here. With, whether it's about this person or, the context of that whole thing. They just told a very long story there. And it's very specific. So try to be as good as you can. If this is you here in story 3, about figuring out what they're trying to say to you, because this is not going to apply to everybody. This may be just, one person for all I know. But story 3, huge story. They bring in chakra clearing, which is an interesting one to talk about, because there's obviously some chakras that are bound up and clogged here. We're not doing a chakra scrub here, so I can't get into that for you. But if there's the throat one, that is the one I have a guided meditation for. It's on my website. It's on YouTube. The throat chakra, the Vishuddha chakra. It is free on both of those. To stream that, check that out. It's a very good guided meditation for the throat, for expressing yourself confidently, all that kind of stuff right there for the throat chakra. If you know of another chakra that needs issue too, eventually I'm going to have one for all of them. Right now I do not, but YouTube, you can find that kind of stuff on there for free. So make sure you get your chakras cleared and cleaned out there in story number 3. Really a spiritual health type deal. Story number 4, guys. I know it's been a long reading. I'm trying to plug along. Story number 4 for the love is showing that there's a huge shakeup here. If you're one of my Tauruses who've just gone through a breakup that you could kind of see coming, but it still happened pretty quick, or a change in the family dynamic that happened the same way. This card, the Tower card, is a card about fast change, fast shakeups here, and it's inverted, so it's letting me know that the energy's a little segued. So it's slowed down a little bit. It's a little, it's not as fast as it necessarily could be. So that's, I guess, a good thing that you could kind of see it coming. But they're talking about that this is a new journey, and that now the war is over. The chaos is over. It's almost like a bad relationship ended. And it may be that that's what they're describing here. Or it may be that, a different kind of bad relationship ended. Maybe this was a family member. Maybe they were shady and deceitful and just no good. And this relationship eventually split its part, and it did its thing, and everybody went their different ways. They do say that there is a level of incompletion here with this story. So please, first of all, let me check to make sure that's a person. It is a person. Okay, so there's an incomplete phase here with a woman. I don't know if that's you or they're talking about another woman, but that is the main referendum here, is that we have a woman coming in with this incomplete. So something, there's unfinished business still. So this needs to be finished. Maybe this is about inheritance because we do have prosperity coming in here. So there is some financial aspects to this. And also it's important for you to know, if this is you here in story 4, that Spirit is very much taking care of you, your basic needs in this way. And that's what the prosperity card means. We also have the star card here, which is wish fulfillment. It also indicates that this is all about your free will. This is about your choices. This is not about momentum or fate. These are your choices here in story 4. So anything that you feel is like in the stars or fate or destiny, Spirit's saying, no, no, no. This is all you. So whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's all you, either way. Especially here in story 4, they're putting an emphasis on that. So I know it's been a long reading, guys. I need to reshuffle here to get your, actually I don't, because it's an angel protection thing. Thank goodness for that. Spirit, filled my whole table up. It threw my whole game off. Here we go, your 2 angel cards. Thank goodness I don't have to reshuffle. That'll save some time. Okay, so first of all, gifts from God come up. Gifts from God, basically saying the angels are bringing you gifts from God. All you have to do is receive them. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, yeah, it sounds easy, but sometimes it's very hard to believe until you see. Seeing is believing. That's where the phrase came from. So you really have to have the F word, F-A-I-T-H, a little bit of faith going on. So open up your arms. Good things are coming. You have to believe it, to receive it, to achieve it, all that good stuff. Now, the second one is clairvoyance, actually. So they're bringing in that your spiritual sight is awakening. A lot of my Tauruses are incredibly going to be high kicking gear here in December. Very, very, very high vibration. That can be a good thing. It can also be a double-edged sword if you're too sensitive or you're empathic and you're in bad environments and situations around, argumentative people and just, nastier people. Just keep in mind that you want to set yourself up for success, so put yourself around good people, not around ones that aren't, because you are so sensitive in the month of December. Let's get your runestone, guys. That'll conclude what has been a very interesting reading. Very specific for a couple of those stories as well. Give them a quick swirl, and here we go with Taurus runestone. This is the runestone of growth. We got growth coming in. We didn't really talk about growth a whole lot in this reading. So I'm going to go piece by piece and kind of hit you what the growth could be for each of these here. Because growth is usually slow. It's, some people are unhappy with the speed of growth. Things are taking way too long to get moving here. We really want to get things moving. Well, growth sometimes takes time. Story number 1 up here, growth could very much be about, getting this stuff cleaned out, cleared out. This new purchase coming in, that helps everybody grow, make the family dynamic a little bit smoother, make things go a little easier. Story number 2 over here, growth is these arguments getting resolved, coming together. You're growing together as a team, as a unit, as a family. Story number 3 over here, the growth can be getting these lessons out of the way. These lessons that keep repeating over and over, and this loner mentality of this guy and all this thing, we need growth. We need the chakra clearing too. It's part of growth. Story number 4, we come over here to the shake-up. Shake-up is growth. You have to bring the foundation down before you start something new. Anytime they're building a new building, a new skyscraper, they bring the old one down to absolutely nothing. Complete flat surface. And that's the same thing here with growth for story number 4. So that has been a long reading, guys, but that is the entire thing. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. Have a great set of holidays. Enjoy your December, and I'll see you guys at the mid-month. Take care.